Today's video is all about camo, and you can see I've got the Congo here. I don't have any camouflage, so I thought we'd take a look at what the different camouflage options are and what you can do about it. Okay, you can see there's type 1 camo here, which has a C detectability range of -4.5%. Type 2 is incoming fire dispersion of +4.5%. Type 3 is C detectability range and incoming fire dispersion of 3%, minus and plus respectively. And type 4 is C detectability range and incoming fire dispersion minus and plus 4.5%. This is the maximum camo protection you're going to get within the game. So you will get this from type 4 camouflage as well as any vanity camouflage like the Union Jack or the Victory or Shadow or any of the other camouflages that are of, vanity type like this. The Hunter camouflage here is really a type 3 camouflage, even though it's kind of like a vanity camouflage, and it's ±3%. So in order to make a permanent camo, you can see here that down at the bottom, you can use 25 individual camos to create one permanent camo, but it will make the permanent camo into a grade 1 permanent camo, which is 0.5% plus minus on C detectability range and fire dispersion. Also, you can see that with this camo, you can use one camo will create 3 paint cans when you melt the paint. Same thing with the type 2, only it's got the incoming fire dispersion. You can create a permanent camo out of this, which will create a ±0.5% with the same 25 individual type 2 camos can create one permanent camo. And same thing over here with type 3. As far as the type 4 camos and the vanity camos, you only need 12 of these individual camos to create one permanent camo, but still going to be the ±0.5%. And what happens after the 0.5%, which we'll show later, is you have to use the available buckets of paint here. You can see I have 501 to create a grade 2, a grade 3, and a grade 4 camo. And the grade 4 camo is ±4.5% for C detectability range and incoming fire dispersion. And from a grade 1 permanent camo, you need 750 buckets of paint to go all the way from grade 1 to grade 4. So let's see what the Congo would look like with all these different kinds of camos that you can create a permanent camo. So here, if we select the type 1 camouflage, you can see that this is what the Congo would look like. Let's go up and select type 2. You can see it's a little bit different. Let's go to type 3. So you can see they're all just a little bit different here. And here we'll select the Union Jack just to show you what that looks like. And so, once you make a permanent camo, this is what the ship will look like all the time that you have the camo selected for it. So I've already decided that I'm going to make a permanent camo out of this camo, out of the type 1. So let's go and see how to do that. Okay, so here, as you can see, it says 25 individual camos down here at the bottom will create one type 1 permanent camo. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so now that I have my Type 1 permanent camo, you can see the C detectability range and incoming fire dispersion is the plus minus 0.5%. And it's a Type 1 Grade 1 permanent camo. And you can see this is what the ship will look like. So let's go and create a Grade 2 permanent camo. And you can do that down here by using 150 of my 501 buckets of paint. So let's go ahead and do that. Just hold down the button here. And so now you can see I'm a Grade 2 permanent camouflage, and it's plus minus 1.5%. So if I want to create a Type 3 permanent camo, you can see that I've got to use another 250 cans of paint. So we will go ahead and do that. All right, so you can see that now I'm at plus minus 3% for the Type 1 Grade 3 permanent camouflage, and I would need an additional 350 buckets of paint to do that. Okay, so let's show how to create buckets of paint from disposable camouflages. Here I'm going to burn all of my Type 2 disposable camouflage into buckets of paint. So you see I have 101 buckets of paint. I'm going to select the 42 Type 2 permanent camouflages, and I'm going to melt the paint by pressing the button here. So you can see I can create up to 126 buckets of paint. So now I've got 272 buckets of paint. I'm going to do the same thing with the Type 3. And the Type 4. The Hunter. And finally the Victory. Okay, so you can see that all of my spare camo, the camo that I really don't want to save at this point, created 839 buckets of paint, and I can use that to upgrade permanent camo. I've got enough here to go from Grade 1 permanent camo to Grade 4 because you need 750 buckets of paint to do that. I have 839, so now I can go and upgrade any other permanent camo that I may have on any of my other ships. So there you go. That's the ins and outs of camouflage, how to convert Type 1, Type 2, Type 3, and Type 4 camo to permanent camo, and what it takes to upgrade from a Grade 1 permanent camo to Grade 4. This is the Jaguar, and I'll see you on the high seas. Thanks for watching, and hit subscribe if you like it.